chest is basically at the entrance, and the door is actually locked since you only need one key to open the key to open swamp to actually complete it. Plus, you need a hook shot to get
Right?
to the back area.
Totally. And we're underway. The lamp. Oh my god, is this even rando?
Yikes.
Could have sworn we were playing vanilla here. Oh my goodness. So both players taking the same route here. They're going to go to check out the uncle first.
Well, speaking of vanilla, I actually do not remember where. Only beaten the game a couple times, so I wouldn't actually know where everything's at.
You know, it's one of those things where, yeah, I mean, I've played more rando than I have the normal vanilla game. Wow, Moon Pearl as well. We're getting quite a lot early on here. I totally forget where all of these like items are in the regular game. Totally.
If I remember correctly, the old man up in Death Mountain, when you get him back to his home, he gives you the mirror, I think.
Yes, that is a vanilla location. Yeah. So we had the Turtle Rock small key as well, and the Hyrule Castle key found in the Sanctuary chest there.
That's
Interesting start.
Well, since you got to since that is a small key, since they don't have a weapon to do a front escape, but they could with that key you don't actually have to pick up the secondary key to complete the first part of escape.
Yes, that is right. Yeah. So we're not seeing a whole lot of route divergence yet. Oh, the crab's dropping 20 rupees. That's nice. And more rupees from the tree pull as well. So, you know, they've got enough money to get through Kakariko. Well, they should at least. It's pretty close, I guess. Phant is a little further behind, but Carnath has quite a bit.
Yeah, since the bottle merchants cost 100. Well, in total, you just need at the start of the game, you just need 600 rupees. Red Cape behind the lumberjack cave in the lumberjack cave.
I really hope that doesn't come into play here.
You're gonna jinx it like that.
Something's gonna be up on the bumper cave. I know it. Uh-oh. First bottle. Nice. Okay.
Empty bottle. Basically, you can't turn it in to get to whatever the sick kid have.
And piece of heart down in the thieves' hideout there. So as our two runners make their way into Kakariko town, just a quick shout out to our tracker, Nifboy. Thanks for hopping in here. And if you see anything that Nifboy might have missed, just a gentle reminder would be nice. Thank you. And also, as you can see in the chat there, Maximum Barnage doing the restream for us. So much appreciated in his first go here.
Thank you again, Maximum Barnage and Nifboy for both of you doing the restream and tracking. Huh. Quiver upgrade from Sick Kid.
Yeah, that's not too exciting. And one small key to Palace of Darkness in the back of the tavern there. There are so many keys for Palace of Darkness that collecting as many as you can early on is always a nice relief.
Phant using his rubies to grab bombs and Karn.
I think it's a good play if you've got enough money to spare. It's always good to just buy the bombs if you're short a few.
Well, I actually prefer to check if I had about 1 or 2 bombs left. I check the bushes to pick up one, then bomb the building that's at the southwest corner of Kakariko to grab 4 bombs for his stock, then go back in. Go out of the building, then come back in, pick up 4 more bombs.
That's a really good strategy. Yeah.
Even though it takes a couple seconds, it will save you the rubies that you need for finishing up King O'Brien and Ice Rod, Hammer, and Flippers.
Wow. I mean, 4 items in Blind's Hut here. That's crazy.
Small key to the swamp.
Okay, that's good that it's not going to troll our runners.
We haven't seen any map locations yet, so it's still in the blue for those. Well, they are. Well, you could talk to the sage over by Eastern Palace to find out where the green pendant is.
And that's one of those things that really comes in handy in Keysanity mode. I would never have talked to Sahasrara before, but he gives you that little bit of information, yeah.
And the big bomb, well, bomb maker in the Dark World, he will give you the locations for the crystals 5 and 6 to know where they are at.
Yeah, definitely. These little things that can kind of help you figure out which direction you want to go. Okay, so far our runners are staying kind of right, in lockstep here. They're heading down to the library, and then they will be checking out the maze game. Usually runners go into that without even checking the ledge ahead of time. They'll just go right for it. Oh yeah, compass. Ugh.
So we don't need boots. The question is are we gonna need find boots to see what's on the Torchin Desert or not?
Yeah, it's always nice when you see that the item in the library is something that you need, because you know you're going to be getting the boots at some point.
Mitsu at the race ledge.
That is, wow, that's our Dark World access already. We've got the Power Glove, the Hammer, and the Moon Pearl.
Yep. And plus we got access to Death Mountain now.
Yes, with the lamp as well, so they could also choose to head up that way.
Phant is heading to Back of Escape to see what the 3 chests hold. And Karn is heading to Dark World, probably go to Swamp or check Hot Cave. Or he's going to check the Bomb Master to see where the crystals are. Big key to Thieves Town.
That's a nice big key to find early on.
Now, if he could find the small key somewhere, he could complete Thieves Town to get the big chest. There, heart piece, pot, heart piece, small key to Turtle Rock, and small key to Castle Tower.
Okay, not a bad hype cave. A little better than some we have seen.
Yep. Let's see. We got Phantom playing as regular Link, and Karn is playing as Dark Link, or if you would like to call him Shadow Link. Phant's checking the dam.
And Carnath is taking a look at Stumpy for us here. Ether medallion with Stumpy there.
Bomb bag upgrade with the chest. The dam. And let's see what's got soaked up. a broken heart.
Oh,
Usually, I never. If it's a heart piece, so I usually never picked it up. Or hearts or heart piece, I usually never picked up if it's at the been soaking in the water. If it's rubies, yeah, sure.
yeah. Ooh, and just 20 rupees at the digging game.
Time for mini mortems, whatever you want to call them.
Just some heart pieces, another bottle, and a map for Turtle Rock. Now, in Keysanity, the maps have a different function than they do in the vanilla game, or at least in the regular randomizer even. They let you know what dungeons are your crystals and pendants, so actually worthwhile picking up if you're kind of in the neighborhood.
That it is. The island have the shovel. Question is, what are we gonna see if they're gonna pick up the shovel or possibly what's hidden in the line road shovel spot?
Yeah, we'll have to see. That's one of those things that is going to like weigh on the minds of both of the runners. Like if they start to run out of locations to check, they're going to start to think maybe I need to actually grab that shovel there.
Shovel have the quiver upgrade. Phant is heading towards the ice cave by the looks of it.
Yeah, seems like it. So it'll be interesting to see with this like selection of items what direction our runners decide to go. And as you said, they can get up to Death Mountain, and there's also Village of Outcasts and Skull Woods area.
Yep. Now we're seeing what's in Ice Cave.
Big key to Tower of Hera.
Now, right there's so many possibilities, but you can't. They can't go to the east side of Death Mountain or get. They can't access Tower Hera until they got hookshot or mirror, since neither they don't have a location for it. Nobody has checked desert yet.
Yeah, that is very true. So it makes the play up to Death Mountain not like the most appealing play at this early stage. We're looking for a couple more things before that one becomes something that our runners might go for.
Hate dealing with dark room snakes, since the first room dark room snakes, since
Yeah, that is brutal.
actually, while talking about the dark rooms, I actually found ways to do it without the lamp and the sword. The best way to do them is using the hook shot, right? Either the hook shot or the boomerang.
Yeah, those give you that kind of like nice idea of where you actually are standing at that time when you use the item. Yeah.
Phant is checking the front of his cave to see what it have. Karn is just got his quiver upgrade. That isn't much. Ruby in the first chest. Karn is heading to Zora area, checking the waterfall cave and the ledge there probably. Ruby, 20 piece Ruby in the second chest.
So not much paying off for either runner right now.
Do you see what was it in the Ruby waterfall cave? I didn't see since I was watching Phant at the moment. Blue boomerang on the ledge.
And with the hammer, it's a little easier to take down this guard with the ball and chain here.
Small key to Ice Palace.
Okay, well that's, it's Ice Palace keys aren't necessary, but having one kind of makes your routing through the dungeon a little bit easier. So that's not a bad pickup.
Karn is heading to the Sage House. Didn't bother to pick up the pots right there. Phant is heading the same way. Ice Palace's green pendant.
That is an interesting green pendant. I haven't seen that come up in a while, actually.
Hook shot.
There we go. That's the item that they're looking for. That'll get them that Death Mountain access.
Full Death Mountain access. Well, actually, not. They can't access Dark World Death Mountain yet, since they're gonna need Titansmith to complete the Death Mountain.
That is true, but I feel like, yeah, I mean, your other play would be like Village of Outcasts and Skull Woods at this point, after you've kind of done the little early bit of Eastern Palace that both of our runners are going to be tackling. But yeah, when you can get up into the Tower of Hera, you got the big key already, you can full complete it. Other than the basement, might as well go for it.
Yep, there's in the basement, so you only can check the front basement to see what item is there, and they can take out the motor since they had the hammer. Since the hammer does 3 damage, the it does the timber sword damage. You can take it out to see what's is the crystals there or pendants, since nobody has a map there and all 3 locations in the overworld map. You're basically playing a game of chance. Harpies in the first chest of Eastern. Ruby in the second. Wait, that's the map location on Vanilla.
So in Logic, we've got this chest here, which has got our blue mail. Nice. And because they have the lamp, the next chest where the vanilla big key is located, that is also in the Logic. So it'll be interesting to see if that is an item that'll help them further their game here. One thing that's interesting that we haven't seen yet is a sword. With the hammer, it's nice because it can kind of double as a sword. It's at least a weapon of some kind. But yeah, no sword yet, huh?
Yeah, hammer, as I mentioned earlier, hammer does timber sword damage. That's well, if you consider master sword, it does when you spin attack, it does +1 damage. For temper damage right there. Well, What was I talking? Sorry.
Just talking about the hammer and how much damage that it does, and it does kind of like tempered sword damage. But that only finding 20 rupees there in Eastern Palace at the end of the line for them. So yeah, we'll have to see what our runners decide to go next. I'm thinking that Death Mountain play is the one that's on the table.
Yep. No, actually, they're not. Karin's not heading that way. He only needs to find 68 more rubies to see what Zora have.
And I guess Carnath hasn't been down into Escape yet, so you know it's kind of an early check you can do in any run.
Yeah, well, I noticed. Well, he actually haven't checked that way yet. Phant is heading towards Death Mountain. Well, he hasn't checked the back of Escape yet, since only Karn only did.
I've always wondered about this old man here. Like, how did he get like lost in this cave? Like, it's like one screen. You think he'd be like, all right. Is there like some kind of text in the vanilla game that says like he's injured or something happened to him? Like, he's not really that far from home, but we got to help him out anyways.
Actually, that's a good question. I actually forgot since it's been too long since I played the original.
I wonder if he like had a lamp, but then the light went out, and so he just stayed still for a while, hoping that that Link would come and save him one day. So we'll get our first look at Spectacle Rock Cave. What's inside here? A small key. Probably want to pick that up.
20 rubies on top.
Carnath picking up that Ice Palace small key there, and now doing a death warp here to kind of head back to the entrance real quick. The Desert Palace small key. That's a nice one to pick up. That's a couple of items you can check once our players get access to that.
Yep, also, if they find a big key, that they could actually complete it, but Hammer Ground Mortem isn't that easy. It's way too precise.
Yeah, that would be a pretty tough fight. Probably have to use the Ice Rod with Landmolus at this point.
Phant is heading to east side.
Yeah, we'll get a look at Paradox Cave, so we'll have 7 items in here.
Phant is gonna go. Never mind. I thought he was gonna go for the bomb jump right there. Or is it possible to do that, to check the top parts to then go to the bottom?
Going the other way there, yeah, I don't know.
And bomb bag upgrade. Wonder if Karn. Oh, never mind. I thought he checked the back of Escape.
I guess not.
Small key to this town. Magic boomerang. 10 arrows. And a bomb bag upgrade. Phant's going for the bomb jump. What? I see. There was 2 Fleet's Town keys in Paradox Cave.
So we're getting some interesting route divergence here. We've got Carnath, who is deciding to go for the Village of Outcasts and Skull Woods kind of area, while Phant has decided to stick up with the Death Mountain play at this point, and we'll do Tower of Hera now. Interesting.
Well, Karn have all the keys that he needs for Thieves Town, but is he gonna go with the Kane strat against Sublime, big key to Misery Mire and Tower of Hera? Or is he... Oh. Karn's going to Skull Woods, map to Tower of Hera. I guess he's not... Phant isn't gonna check what Hera has and just go straight to the boss.
Yeah, I like in Keysanity, I like to play into Skull Woods a lot more because you've got every one of the items here that you can check right away. There's no like limitation on keys like there are in the open or
Fire
standard
Rod.
modes.
Now Karn could go straight to Moth to fight with just the Fire Rod, but he's gonna need a green pot just in case if he wants to fight Moth right now.
That's a pretty nice find, for sure. I mean, you're in the dungeon that it's vanilla location more or less. So picking that up, you can go right to the boss. It's awesome. We also found the Bombos medallion in Tower of Hera there, so that could come into play a little later on, if that is the medallion required for
TR and Misery Mire.
Yeah, exactly. Trolldorm goes down pretty easily there with the nice hammer strats by Phant there.
Takes 30 strikes with the hammer to take out Mortem. $50 rubies with Chromatic Crystal. Okay, we got a compass to Dark Palace in the second to the last chest. And Skull Woods.
And I like how Phant is now rooting in the Spiral Cave now after doing Tower of Hera. I think it's a much more efficient routing there.
Yeah, that's... I never thought of doing it like he did. Karn's probably gonna check the ledge of Bumper Cave or go straight to Thieves Town. Thieves Town it is. House on the top right has a heart piece. Seems like this seed actually loves to give you broken hearts all over the place.
They're everywhere, yeah.
And you just find the hearts in the dungeons.
And Carnath picks up a small key to Ganon's tower there. One is useful. Any more than that, it's kind of like an added bonus, I guess, but they're not really necessary after that first one.
Well, actually, 2 small keys is required on the top parts of Ganon's tower, and you just need a big key to access, and need a bowl to take out some of the mimics.
That is true, but up at the very top there's that mini Helmasaur that always is carrying a key with him. Oh, and we found the big key to Desert Palace. So now we've got big key and small key.
Now we can check all the chests and complete the dungeon. Karn could actually never mind. No book at the moment, so he can't actually go into dark desert.
Yeah, I think we still need the book to get in, or the other access through the mirror and Titan Mitt and flute. Yeah, so almost there. We're almost there.
Wonder what Karn gonna do against the blind since he got Kane O'Brien. So you can use that to take him out of it, or if possible, he knows how to hit him with the hammer, since the range with the hammer is quite hectic.
Yeah, it's a little small window there to try and hit with the hammer. I can see it being a tricky fight. You might even go with the Cane of Brian strats on that fight if it comes to it.
Since all you need with the fight, 3 phases for. It's kind of odd though with blind, since you 3 hits for 3 heads. For each head, I mean. Phant is trying to preserve his magic. Probably the half magic is going to be troll on this one.
Half magic is always such a nice thing to find. Hopefully it won't troll them, but it often can hide in places that runners might not check. So it's entirely possible that they could miss it along
Titan's
the way.
Mitt. Well.
Ooh. That is a nice find. I'd missed that entirely there. Wow, okay, so Thieves Town is kind of paying off here. Very nice.
I wonder if Karn and Phant is gonna go to Ice Palace to get the green pennant to see what Sahashel has. Who knows? That's probably gonna be what we really need to, or isn't. Since I always see, since Sahashels usually possibly have what you need, or possibly what you don't need. What do you think?
Oops, sorry, I just missed the question there for a second. What was up?
I asked, what do you think that Sahash will probably have? An important item or something you don't need?
Our runners might get tempted to go and drop off the green pennant at some point in the race, and I think that it's going to be something that's just insignificant. It's going to be like an arrow upgrade, a quiver upgrade, and that'll be it. And that's always like the worst feeling.
Carney's going to go with the hammer strats. First head off. Now, well, at least he got a green pot and a red pot. Second head down. Fight is finished, and Lime is gonna have a quiver upgrade and a crystal. Possibly Mad Hoots.
So we've got Carnath taking care of the blacksmiths and purple chest and hammer pegs here. These are always nice little checks to do. They kind of take a little bit of time, but early on, if you can get these out of the way, then it's good peace of mind to know you've already finished them off.
Well, speaking of blind, on my last seed, I actually tried to beat him with 6 hearts, but no King of Brian, King of Samaria, just with his sword. That was a difficult fight.
Ooh, yeah, I bet. So Phant will soon have his Titan's mitts, which
5
will be really
release
nice.
in the stump, hidden in its stump. Right after he bring home the Smith, is he gonna go to Zora? Since he got to 500 rubies.
Might eventually root that in. Maybe not right now, though.
Phant pick up his Titan's mitts. Now they both have access to Dark World Death Mountain. Did Phant ever check the floating island?
I don't know if we had a check of the floating island. If it was very brief, and I might have missed it.
Phant better be careful since he's on his last hearts in Feast Town. Possibly Phant's gonna check the big chest in Feast Town since he got the small key. Well, he's going there with personally. I usually check that to last. Right there, I pick up blind and head on up. 300 rubies in big chest.
So now we've kind of got our players flip-flopping here. We've got Carnath doing the Death Mountain play. So Phant is going to be heading into the blind fight as well. He's already finished Tower of Hera, so he's going to be finishing off his second Crystal Dungeon at this point.
Yep. Wonder if Karna is gonna do a TR check right there. He finished with the Paradox, Tower of Hera, and Spiral Cave.
Yeah, he's going to have full access to do Dark Death Mountain as well. And blind goes down, no problem there.
Wonder if Karn gonna do the bomb jump like Phant did when he leaves the Paradox Cave.
I think it's something that they're just going to go right off the edge there. That bomb jump can be a little bit tricky, so I don't see it being something that every single runner can do.
Yeah, I tried it myself. That is it's too precise right there.
So we'll probably see Carnath head over to Tower of Hera first before doing any of the Dark Death Mountain stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we saw the floating island there. It's just a compass.
So we don't, at least they don't have to worry about going there with the mirror, since they just only need to complete Hookshot Cave, the front part.
Phant is doing the dig game right now, which we know is just 20 rupees. So a bunch of digs later, he's going to find not much of a reward for his trouble.
Well, at least he got to refill on his. Actually, never mind. He already had refill on the magic since beating the boss. Beating blind.
That's always funny to get the map of the dungeon that you are currently in. Doesn't really do you much good once you're already inside.
Yeah, that's true, but they probably like to check it, right? Never mind. I usually have it happen to, even if I already pick up the map for the dungeon, I'll just go out to check what it is. If it is what I need, I'll just go back in. Phant's just going to the stump kid, getting his ether.
Yeah, and Mad Hoots in the chat there, IP play is looking more attractive right now. I would agree. They've got everything that they need to get through that dungeon. I mean, it's one of only a few options to them. I would say it's a good play. Yeah, go for it.
They do have, yeah, since they both have Fire Rod and Bombos, they could. Wait, never mind. They don't have a sword to use bombos to crack the shell instantly.
Yeah, so I guess it would be Fire Rod only, but still they can do it.
But they don't have pots to take it. Well, if they know the bomb jump, they could go straight to Coaster, since they don't have the King of Samaria.
Yes, it would be Ice Palace bomb jump required for sure to get through the dungeon at this stage. And Carnath making quick work of Moldorm there. Yes, that's his name. I almost forgot it for a second.
Phant is going to do a pyramid check or catfish check first.
Yeah, he's really given Jeremiah the world tour there.
Actually, he can't do pod, since Jeremiah doesn't like to go into places.
Yeah, definitely not. And I don't think Kiki the monkey would be too happy
to tag along.
Yeah.
Good points in there, boy. Where is that darn shit sword? This is probably going to be a sword seed at this rate.
It's looking like it. This way this is going, this is really rough. 45 minutes in and no sword in sight.
Okay, Turtle Rock has one of the crystals that is needed for the big bomb. So it's not a sword, it's seeds and Turtle Rock is needed.
It'll be interesting to see what else is up here because
300 rubies from Catfish.
that is it. Carnath is going to be giving us our first look at some of these Dark Death Mountain item locations because Phant, when they were up, they did not have the Titan's Mitts, so they couldn't check out Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, since Phant actually went to Death Mountain first, since Facetown had the Titan's Mitts. Possibly Mad Boots, Chill, and 20 rubies in Dark Death Mountain. Wonder if Karn and Phant knows the Master Sword strats against Ganon.
I think that both of them probably do. It's never a fun fight to tackle, but I think that they could probably handle it.
Map to desert on the first chest of Hookshot Cave, Ruby and a heart piece, and a small key to Skull Woods. Fans going to dang it, my mind's going blank at times. Going to Zora.
Yep. Yeah, we haven't seen this. We haven't seen Zora yet, so this will be interesting to see if he's holding on to anything.
Karn's probably checking Turtle Rock. Never mind.
Spying that small key there in Spectacle Rock. We'll want to pick that up for sure.
Yep. So the legend has the blue ring in Zora, and so he doesn't need to pick that up since he got magic boomerang.
Ooh, just a map for Palace of Darkness. Ugh.
Ouch, but at least we can see what's Pod have either crystal or pendant. So what's Karn gonna do if he's gonna go to East Zora to pick up the miserable map, or just skip him?
Yeah, we've seen both of our runners kind of cover the same ground at this point. So it'll be interesting to see who makes the first play for another dungeon. We've got Carnath looking at the Spike Cave now.
Oh, Karn, because Hookshot's half the room, then he could use the Cane of Iron to safely. Never mind. He's just gonna Hookshot the first parts of the Spy Cave. Quake medallion. So we found all the medallions.
So
now
what are we going to see
making play
next?
for desert. Karn is making the play for desert to see what's there.
So we saw that the Quake medallion is required to get into Turtle Rock. And that was just found, I believe, in the Spike Cave.
Yes, it was.
We are starting to run out of places to go here. I think, as was mentioned earlier in the chat there, I think Ice Palace is maybe the place you gotta go. We're kind of running out of spots.
Heart in the desert cave. Phant is going to Ice Palace by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think that is finally the only option at this point. And I wonder if Carnath is just picking up some safeties here,
Parts.
some blue goo, and might be doing the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, not sure if you know this, but the girl in the witch's hut actually refills your hearts completely.
It's a nice little thing to take advantage of if you're in the area. Just pop in real quick and she'll take care of you. Yeah.
Carnes refilled all his bottles. What do you think those guys are? Penguins or rats?
I think that their name is something like Pengator or something. Like they're like a penguin alligator kind of thing.
Possibly. But who knows?
Yeah.
Nipboy's probably betting that Mirror's in the first chest of pod.
That would be pretty mean. It is always possible for something to be in that first chest in pod, but you never want to have to spend the time getting to pod. Just check that one location.
Well, since both Phant and Karn has one small key to pod, they could check up to 3 chests, I believe. That's the first try bomb jump.
Yeah, so we just see Phant here doing, finishing off the Ice Palace bomb jump with no sword. It is a very tricky strat, because usually you use the sword to kind of line up the bottom of the bomb, or against the bottom of the bomb. There's a little bit of a space between the sword and the bomb usually, and without a sword to kind of guide you, it makes it a bit of a trickier maneuver.
Karn's having trouble with Skull Boys. Phant's taking the right side of Ice Palace.
And Phant picking up a small key to Turtle Rock there. Oh, and there is our first sword.
Ouch, first death in ice. Well, since Phant done the ice bomb jumps, is he gonna go straight to Cold Stare to finish the round? I finish Ice Palace to get the green pendants and turn it in, or what's
You know,
what's
I
the
mean,
plan?
that gives you like an extra item to check. So if you're going to come into Ice Palace here, I mean, if you're going to full clear it, you might as well go all the way down to Cold Stare, grab that pendant, and then turn that into Sahasrahla as well.
50 rubies above the big chest room. Well, they actually missed a chest, I believe. I found missed a chest. So if he just took out the ice ice enemies, ice pets, probably. Never mind. He's gonna check the other chest that he missed.
Yeah, going to be heading over to the iced tea room. Finds the second shield, the red shield.
I always forget about this room whenever I do went up to go check when I have a small key. I just check the right side first and and forget about that. And it's that's usually a forgetful spot.
It is definitely. There was a race that I was involved in where that was a location that I forgot, and I did not remember it at all. It wasn't until I was like well through the game, further into the game, that I realized that I had forgotten that one little spot.
Phant's getting his refill, but does he have a extra green pod to refill his magic during the fight? Since
He might, but now
since
that we've picked up the sword, we can use bombos.
yep, since the fight itself with the fighter sword is not easy, and I done that to myself on my last race, yesterday race to be exact.
Yeah, fighter sword with cold stare is a real handful. You have to be very. It's going to take you a long time, so you just got to kind of hunker down and kind of tough it out.
Yep. Karn's getting his sword. 1 down and 2 to go. Two down and 3 down. Speaking of fighter sword, I actually fought some moths with fighter sword, and that wasn't easy, especially with the spin attack. Since with the spin attack, the spikes moving around, that is a difficult lag to deal with.
There is so much going on in the Mothula fight. If you're only on fighter sword, yeah, you've got the moving floor, you've got the spikes, and Mothula doesn't make himself easy to hit either. So yeah, I can definitely see that being a really tough fight with the fighter sword only.
I've been doing that fight a lot since it's actually
Nice.
fun to do. Fun and easy to do. Phant is gonna make the play in pod. Nope, never mind. He's turning in the pendant first. Getting a broken heart.
That's all that we found. Now it looks like he might be heading to pod at this point. We don't have too much in the way of keys for Palace of Darkness, so it's a bit of it's a bit of a gamble to go in there with no bow and just one key. So we're looking at the first chest and then 2 more after that, I think.
Yeah, well, there's the chest on the right side where you could jump across, and there's a chest if you at the basement in the front that you could check.
Ooh, and Carnath takes down Cold Stare pretty easily there. Very nice fight. So what are we going to find in these first few chests here?
First 3 chests.
Just a red rupee so far. That's not great. Okay, we see Phant picking up the bug net in the second chest here that we have access to. And a compass. Huh. So...
Well, that makes you wonder, where is the bow at the moment?
Yeah, where is the bow? Where is... I mean, we started out kind of with a whole lot of items that really got us going, but, you know, right now we're missing the bow, we're missing the mirror, the flute. There's still quite a lot on the table that we're looking for at this point.
Karth is gonna do a moth play.
Yeah, with that first sword picked up in Ice Palace, like, I think this is not a bad play at all. You get the one treasure chest that we might have seen already, but then for definitely the boss kill itself. So
Well, they're basically Skull Woods only have 2 items left to see. Well, 3 items right now to see what they have, since they don't have the big key to Skull Woods yet. They can't check the big chest. Big chest is possibly what is needed, or I bet that's probably the dig site for for the shovel. That's probably where the ocarina is at. Vanilla ocarina, probably.
that is possible. We haven't seen
Big key
that
to
yet.
Swamp Palace.
Yeah, that's a nice find, because it's like one item. Thanks a lot, right? One of the few dungeons where you don't actually need the
big key.
Yeah, and then that's what we get. Awesome.
Well, with that,
Here's
they
hoping
got.
that Mothula has something.
Well, with that, they could completely check all the chests in Swamp, but no access to it yet.
That is true. When they eventually end up in that dungeon, they will be able to full clear it if they need to.
Ooh, try to get the double on the first shots of it. Second shots with the fire rod. Phant went the wrong way in the back of Skull Woods. Forgot that he's supposed to go to the right side on the first path.
We've got Carnath in the Mothula fight here, trying to get the fire rod shots off here, but missing a few.
Well, on the first, during the moth fight, I actually found out that you could spin attack moth, and you have to wait until fully get off the ground. When you spin attack, you could do damage right there.
Whoa! So there is the mirror on Mothula.
Question is he gonna go for the shovel play or?
Yeah, what's the first thing that you do once you pick up a key item like this? Is a lot of the world that's opened up. Well, not a lot, but a lot of little locations that it could take you to.
Skullwoods have the crystal.
So this will give us access to, well, actually, I mean, it gives us everything that we need to do Swamp Palace.
Swamp, yeah.
Yeah. And as Carnath is showing us here, this is the first thing that came to their mind, so they're heading right in.
Mm-hmm. Fancy with the hammer strat against Moth. Not gonna go for the fire rod strat. He's happy with that mirror.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, we've got both of our runners with an equal crystal count at this point, and heading towards the same dungeon, most likely. I would imagine that Phant is probably going to do the same thing, but might do a little bit of overworld before. We'll have to see.
There's many possibilities since 2-3 locations opened up with that mirror. They could check back Graveyard Ledge. They could check the ledge with the vanilla, the heart piece location, or was it a upgrade? I don't remember all the locations.
I can't remember either.
Sword upgrade in the first chest of Swamp.
Ooh, and we find the Cane of Somaria in the second chest here in Swamp Palace.
Now they could do TR if they want to, since I complete. Oh, never mind, they don't have Master. I have the big key to do Trinix.
Yeah, but they are close. They are getting close to making the Turtle Rock play a reality, I guess. Might be a little while before we see it, but if things start to dry up again, then you can always dip the first half and see what's there.
Mm-hmm.
So we see Phant taking care of the hammer pegs and purple chest, a couple of checks that he hadn't done that Carnath already took care of. So he's going to probably root this in, and then he'll be down in the Swamp Palace area. Might just go right into it then.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we gotta see the ledge check over by this mini forest area. Heart piece in the bottom part of swamp. And do you see what was in the cave?
I did. It was something we were just talking about. The Turtle Rock Big Key.
Oh, wow. What a
So
coincidence
now,
that
yeah. So now Phant can get all the way into Turtle Rock at this point. And with 3 small keys, we've got enough. As long as we don't go to the little lava island, should be able to get all the way through the dungeon, no problem.
well, if you take out the Pied Piper, whatever that enemy is, grab the key. That would be key number 4. Let's see. Yeah. How many small keys do you need to complete?
How many it actually is in total, but when it comes to keys found in chests, you only need 3 to get through the dungeon because you pick up a couple from enemies along the way.
Yeah.
I think it's like, is it 5 total maybe?
Chatsu, how many keys do you need for TR?
I'm sure someone's got that info.
Ah, 3 or 4 keys. So they can completely check all the chests in TR. Small key to dark palace on the ledge. And the second chest over here is a 20-piece ruby.
So we've got both runners in the same dungeon right now. It seems like the seed has been fairly linear so far, even though you've been given a few items to kind of like check out various parts of the world. The items haven't been quite lining up where you can kind of go in any direction. So we've seen a lot of like similar routes taken by our runners at this point.
Big chest, heavy heart. You notice that all the hearts are in the dungeons and just the heart pieces in the real map area locations?
That has been kind of interesting. Very heart-filled dungeons. Yeah.
Is that pun intended or just...
I don't know. I was maybe trying to make it sound better. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the info, Madhu. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. So basically, 3 keys to get to Trinace and 4 to get if you want to get the big key vanilla chest.
Yes, that is correct. And then there are 2 keys in the dungeon that are dropped by the like cactus bouncing pokey enemies that are also like required to get through the dungeon. So yeah, 3 or 4 in chests, but then the 2 others that are dropped by enemies in the dungeon itself.
Yep.
And Carnath making their way to the Argus fight here. Haven't really seen too much else in Swamp Palace. We had the Master Sword at the beginning and the Cane of Sumaria, which was very important.
Yep.
But since then, it's been a little quieter here.
Karn's going with the Master Sword strat and the hammer strat switch.
Yeah, that if you're using the hammer against Argus, it does take a lot of time with all that menu shifting that you have to do.
Well, yeah, but I find with never mind. Huh. Yeah, since with the amount of items that they have, it's gonna take a long while for them to switch to the hammer and back.
So, Swamp Palace was another crystal. I don't think we knew that,
Big
but it
key to
is.
DP.
Yep.
pod. And that's the crystal number 7. Well, crystal 7 to be exact.
So we need to figure out which of our remaining dungeons is a pendant. There's only one between Eastern Palace and Desert Palace and Misery Mire. So one of those 3 dungeons is going to be our final pendant, and then that will kind of determine the rest of the dungeons.
Yep.
So we'll have to pay attention to some map checks, I think.
Maps seem to be AWOLs on this.
Yeah, we really haven't seen too many. So Carnath is making the play up to Turtle Rock, it looks like. Having found the Quake Medallion in the Spike Cave, and knowing that Quake is, in fact, what is needed to get into Turtle Rock, this seems like a pretty good play.
Well, the problem is he does not have the big key.
That's right, which was on that graveyard, not graveyard ledge, the Haunted Grove ledge. The Cave 45, I think is what people call it sometimes.
I wouldn't know.
So each of our runners kind of has one of the missing pieces to the Turtle Rock play. Phant doesn't have the Quake Medallion because he has not checked out Spike Cave yet. Carnath is missing the big key because it hasn't checked that Haunted Grove ledge cave. It'll be interesting to see if Carnath finds anything in the first half of Turtle Rock then, seeing as that's all that he can complete at this time.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, he could check Laser Bridge also. The only thing he can't do is check Big Chest and fight to Trinix.
Actually, I don't think there is a big key door that is right after the big chest.
Oh, actually, there is.
So he can't get all the way to Laser Bridge, unfortunately.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's one detail that could always be forgetful.
Wow. And so in the first chest here, we find the flute.
Now that's open up to Misery Mire area and Desert.
Yep, access to both of those. And with the items that we have, would be able to clear both of them.
Yep. Phant's gonna make the shovel play.
You know, not a bad idea, because one of those things, like we said earlier, just like you're thinking about it all the time. So just pick it up, get it done, see what it is.
Karin found the red mill.
A little bit more armor is always nice.
Well, since he had the mirror, is he gonna check Mimic Cave since he's in the area?
He can get all the way to the Mimic Cave, so it would probably be a good idea to check it out while they're in the area. Oh, wow! Front of Turtle Rock is so loaded. We found the bow as well.
Yep. Oh, okay. Eastern Palace has the crystal. And let's see. The only place that... Okay, Misery Mire has a pennant, and Desert Palace is a crystal also.
Okay, so we've got it kind of sorted out now at this point. So Misery Mire is a pendant, right? Okay. Eastern Palace, Desert Palace are crystals. That does it, yeah. So really for Phant needs to check out Spike Cave, grab that Quake medallion, get over to Turtle Rock as soon as possible, and will be basically in go mode at that point, picking up the flute and the bow in the front of Turtle Rock.
At this rate, just makes you wonder if we're gonna find the silvers, or we're gonna gonna tell them where the silvers are and skip the silvers, or go for a silverless fight.
Ooh, Silverless fight is possible. We haven't seen the silvers yet, so it could be missed along the way. I also realize now that we haven't seen our Ganon's Tower big key yet.
Yep. Probably in Agonim's Tower.
Ooh, yeah, all right.
Graveyard back. Graveyard check. Big Key was in right next to the K45 Kipple. What was in the back of ledge? Graveyard.
Oh, well, we found the boots actually. So, what are those?
King's Tomb check. Small Key to Mimic's Cave to GT.
So Phant's gonna check out the Bonk Kronks as well, seeing as they just picked up the boots.
Now, Boots actually opens a lot of possibilities they could go to. Go to and check. 20 piece in the Bonker Rock. Bonker Rocko.
Yeah, not much doing there. That's for sure. Fans looking like they're heading up to
Aghanim.
possibly Aga Tower here at this point because they've already cleared out Escape. And with the one Castle Tower key in hand, we'll be able to check both of the chests that are here.
By the play, I buy the Carnes who just released the duck, and possibly gonna make his way to desert.
Probably a good play. The goose is loose, so you might as well go for the mire. Not a whole lot in Aga Tower there.
Bomb bag upgrade and 3 bombs on the left side of Mire.
Oh, I think Phant might be giving us that Spike Cave check. Picking that up, they probably are going to jet right over to Turtle Rock, seeing as they can fully clear it because they've got the big key in hand.
3 bombs on the ledge of desert. Nobody's not making that play.
Looks like he was heading over to
Sort
East
of
Death
great
Mountain.
on Torch in Desert.
Oh, okay. Phant was looking like he was heading right over to East Death Mountain, but then turned right around and thought, I haven't checked Spike Cave yet. I probably should check out what is going on in there.
Map to Swamp Palace. Book. Now we could do tablet check. Question is, are they gonna check the tablets or just skip them? Alright, Karin could do both tablet checks if he wants to.
You know, picking up the book, if you can kind of like fit it in somewhere, you might go for it. If the locations prove to be a bit out of the way, then maybe not the best play. I think they might hold off until they're kind of running low on locations.
Well, considering Bombo's tablets, you could just skip that since they don't have really a reason to go that way.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Carthen, since he hasn't turned in the purple chest. Since the purple chest is needed, I believe.
Yes. Well, it was the purple chest didn't have anything, but doing that little section of the game would have led them to the Cave 45 where our Turtle Rock Big Key is. So, hopefully that kind of pushes them in that direction then.
Phant's going straight for TR.
And Carnath doing what they can with the Master Sword against Landmolus. It always makes the fight a little bit longer. With using some Fire Rod to start, but now resorting to just some Master Sword spins there.
The Fire Rod takes, I believe, 3 hits with it to take out the Land Mortem.
I think it's maybe even just 2. Well, finally, the trio of worms goes down, and Carnath picks up another crystal.
100 rubies from the fight. Well, it's good to have extra rubies if you run out of healing stuff from the pots that you carry around. Oh, okay. Thank you for the info, Kip. I knew it was somewhere around 2 or 3, but was it? Sure, exactly.
Oh, and we find the powder here in the checkerboard cave. That gives Carnath even more kind of things to check over in that area, the blacksmiths and purple chest, and now the powder for the bat cave. Hopefully that gets them to the Turtle Rock Big Key as well.
Yep.
So right now we're looking for the Eastern Palace Big Key and the Ganon's Tower Big Key. We haven't seen the back of Turtle Rock, so Phant is going to give us our first look at that. There could be either one of those keys kicking around back there. Hopefully, otherwise we might have to dip into Misery Mire at this point. We're running out of options.
Yep. Or finish looking through Pod.
Ugh, nobody wants to do that.
Well, Pod is quite annoying.
It always feels like you spend so much time in there.
Phant is happy with the bowl, that's for sure. Karn's gonna go do the powder check. That cave check. $20 rubies for his trouble. Would have been funny if it was the vanilla half magic.
That would have been kind of funny, yeah.
Just recycling all his magic since he ran out. And I guess he forgot that to the bottom right actually has the forgot what that thing is called that transforms you.
Oh, bunny beam there? Yeah. Okay, so Mimic Cave we've already seen. I think it was just a small key for somewhere, yes?
Yeah. Skull's small key, I believe.
Oh, Ganon's Tower, it looks like. Ganon's Tower.
Oh yeah, my bad. It was GT small key.
It was, yeah. We were on the right track there. We knew it was a key. Close enough. So now we're seeing new stuff here from Phant.
Karn's gonna go do a Bomble's Tower check. $20 rubies in the big chest and TR. I think Karn's a little frustrated with no signs of boots yet. Buy bomb bag upgrade.
Yeah, and it might be a while before they decide to check out the graveyard ledge. There's not really a whole lot else that they would want to route in up that way, so they might actually skip them entirely.
I'm not sure, but is Phant lagged on you or frozen?
He did for a little bit there, but it looks like we're back live with him on the laser bridge now.
And Karn's getting his boots right now. No, not boots, a big key.
Big key for Turtle Rock, yeah, so that'll be good for him.
Safety exit, so that's a good thing. Too bad the wood arrows doesn't actually do anything against that enemy.
That is true, yeah.
Only can stun it with what he has. Bombs only stun it for a while. Karn's going to get his shovel.
Huh. So, not a whole heck of a lot on that laser bridge there. The only thing that we found that was interesting, but also is very trolly, is the Tower of Hera small key. Hopefully, the basement of Hera doesn't have anything, because that's such an annoying location to have to visit.
What are you doing, Fancy? You could. Oh, hopefully, you fell from the fairies.
You know, I didn't realize that this what Phant is doing here with the fairies. I didn't realize that this was the cave where you could do this. I didn't realize that when you mirrored out from the laser bridge exit there, that's the cave that you kind of show up next to.
10 quivers from the shovel looking vanilla ocarina. Karn's gonna make a pod play again.
You can still find, something of value here if like our Eastern Palace big key is in pod. I mean, that could be something.
Yeah, well, since the play in Ice Palace was necessary, in his thoughts, only dependent dungeons are required for the major items.
Yeah, and with the bow in hand, can go up the right side of Palace of Darkness and save a key, not burning one to go in the front door.
Mm-hmm. Phant with the Master Sword strats with Trinix. That's not an easy fight, so I tell you. I've done it myself. Never mind, he's doing the hammer strats.
Yeah, choosing to get a couple of quick hits with the Master Sword, but then the hammer is, you got to get a little bit closer and up close and personal with Trinex, but it does a bit more damage.
Since the hammer does the same amount of damage to as Timber Sword, and we know where the second sword upgrade is at.
Oh, and unfortunately, Phant ran out of magic, so is not going to be able to kill the second head here, but it also is going to have to waste both of the fairies that they picked up.
That he picked up. I'm surprised that he just doesn't release his second fairy and just kill himself there.
That will probably be a little quicker, yeah, just to release them and then take the death. Oh. Or as Villagin's pointing out in the chat there, mirror. Just use the mirror, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I guess when you're kind of in the moment there, you don't
think about things like that.
Yeah. Oh, and we do find the Eastern Palace big key in pod. So that will keep Carnath busy with something to do, so they're not feel like they're wasting time. It's awesome.
Yep. Well, since speaking of pod, we could do a whole check of pod since he's in the areas and doesn't. If he knows the bomb or hammer jump, of whichever you want to call it. Too bad he doesn't have the boots to actually do a jump to check the chest that's right to the right of it.
Yeah, you have to kind of work your way around a little slower to get up to those that chest there. But yeah, hopefully Carnath knows the hammer yump. I actually do not know how to do the hammer yump properly, but if he does, it'll be in good shape. Oh wow! And the big key to Ganon's tower is also here in pod.
Well, that's a good play that Karn did since pod. I guess pod was necessary.
Yeah, pod was very necessary. And Phant also used one of his keys up earlier on in pod. So it'll be interesting to see if they'll be able to find another one to get further back into the dungeon.
Karn, I guess, seems like Karn did not know the hammer jump. Big key to Ice Palace. The first dark room chest, and the second chest holds 300 rubies. And time for a big chest. quiver upgrade. Basically, we found all the big keys.
Yep, that's pretty much all of them. And it looks like Phant is doing a little better here with Trinex this time around. Hopefully they don't miss any of these ice rod shots coming up here.
I mean, what I'm wondering is why Phant's using his sword to help him out right there. When he ice the head, he could just spin attack then switch to hammer to hit. Well, he's out of magic for the. Ooh, well, he's finished with the second head, and time for the last.
Some hammer strats being used here. Just got to take it nice and slow, I think. Got to get through this fight. Don't want to waste any more time.
Carnathfd going to Eastern to finish it up. The only chest is he just only had the big chest and the item, whatever it is that the armors have.
Ooh, wow, and really good timing on the item there from Trinex for Phant, picking up another key to Palace of Darkness, just what they were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting close here. Oh, wow! In the big chest in Eastern Palace, what do we find? Silver arrows.
Silvers are found, and time for instant kills with the enemies.
Yeah, that is a nice thing to find, especially with just Master Sword. Knowing that you're going into the Ganon fight with silver arrows makes that a lot easier to handle.
Well, actually, not a Master Sword fight, since we do know where the second sword upgrades in Desert, but not the third upgrade.
Ah, that's right, yes. So with the flute in hand, Phant is making the play down to Misery Mire. Check out the shed here, and then we'll head into Desert Palace. Wow, how about that? So Karnath finds the missing small key to Turtle Rock on the Armos Knights here. Wow. So both of our runners finding the one key that they were needing in the opposite dungeon.
Now, they're basically about one dungeon apart from GT. But
yep. Phant has got to finish off just a little bit more. He's a little bit behind at this point. But as soon as he gets into Pod and picks up the remaining big keys, then he'll be in good shape.
Yep.
So that tempered sword could come into play. It looks like Karnath is not going to find that because they don't have the boots. So it'll be interesting because the silvers being where they were in Eastern Palace, you have to assume that Phant is going to pick those up on his way. So with those in hand and the tempered sword, the Ganon fight becomes even faster.
Hmm. I guess at this point, Carnes just gave up looking for the Master Sword. Not the Master Sword, the boots, I mean. And
Yeah,
so
yeah, definitely not going for it now. Yeah, the graveyard ledge is not going to be checked when you're one dungeon away from being through the game.
Mhm. I ran like about 4 or 5 seeds without the boots anywhere in sight.
I don't know what's up with this latest version of the randomizer, but it does seem like the boots are in a trickier places in a lot of cases.
Possibly. Ooh, bad spot to mirror back into the overworld.
So it doesn't seem likely that Carnath will be checking the laser bridge on their way down to Trinex here. So that will definitely save him some time.
Yep. And like he just go waste the magic to then hook shots over.
So Phant taking on Lamoas here. We got the first of the worms down, and there are just 2 left. Second one goes down. And that's that.
Lost a lot of magic in that fight early on.
Yeah, throwing a lot of fire rod shots off there.
So basically, 2 spin slashes and 1 regular slash you could take out Land Molus. With the silvers, just one shot him.
Yeah, that as long as you can line up the silver arrow shots just right, that's a really nice quick kill to pull off.
Karin's going to Laser Bridge to see if he could find boots, probably.
Oh no, and this is the play that we were not wanting to see Phant make, and that is a dip into Misery Mire, which we at this point know has pretty much nothing of use.
Yeah. So it was Bombos who opened it. Bombos Gatekeeper for Misery Mire.
Oh, this is really too bad. Oh, needed to go back to pod instead, but you know, it's a tough call to make when you've only got like a couple of the pod keys. You've already been in there once. You're thinking like there couldn't possibly be anything else in there. But as we have seen, all of the big keys are in there.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it, he was thinking of Meyer since he was actually in the area.
Yeah, I mean, you get the flute in Turtle Rock, and maybe that's kind of trying to tell you something, or you think it's telling you that Misery Mire is now the play to make. But at least we'll get to see what is in here. I mean, we can assume that it's pretty much going to be nothing at all, but we'll see a couple of chests that we wouldn't have normally seen in the run.
3 bombs in the first chest. Second chest is heart.
So luckily Karnath has some blue goo there, because this fight here with Trinex has been a little bit tricky so far.
It is. Especially since he has the Master Sword. It takes about... I think I wasn't actually counting how many hits it takes with the Master Sword or the hammer. It's probably about 8 hits. No,
With just the hammer, I think you can do it in 5. I'm not sure how you do it if you mix in some sword slashes as well, but I
or
think it's
spin
about,
attacks.
yeah.
Hans went upstairs and hit down since he forgot that he needs to fill on magic to light all the candles. I know for one thing, in the last phase with Trinex, Gold Sword, 1 special attack, then 2 regular slashes, take him out.
That is, yeah, with the gold sword, it's just such a beautiful fight against Trinex. Takes no time at all. So Karnath has done it. He's taken care of pretty much every dungeon in the game except for Pod. We've got 7 crystals in hand, and so we can head over to Ganon's tower.
Makes you wonder if he's gonna check the Ether tablet right now, or just skip it and just go straight to Ganon GT.
I think at this point, you're an hour and 50 minutes into your run. You probably think that your opponent might even be ahead of you at this point. So you're going to probably just run straight up the tower.
Skipping the Lionels, since I know for one thing, you just could instant kill them with silver.
Yeah, when it comes to the Lionels, I always just take the hits.
I just one-shot silver them and just be on my way.
What I've noticed about Misery Mire is we are finding a couple of the Palace of Darkness keys. So I just gotta hope that Phant takes the hint and heads towards Palace of Darkness next.
Mm-hmm. Karth had a lot of trouble right there. Should just powder the magic stealer and take it, and take the fairy that drops.
Yeah, right. Kind of got that mimic stuck in a tricky position there up at the up by the door, which is kind of unusual. So trying to figure out how to take care of that was a little tricky, no doubt.
Well, I've seen a lot of players just sword slash and to make the mimic move. Slashing to make the mimic move the way you want, to then bring it to that small corner. I bring it towards the right after you get it to the top. I second roll and just silver it, or silver the mimic to take it out.
Yeah, and you see some of the top runners just move those mimics so easily with those sword slashes, and then quick fire off the arrows, and they're just done.
Mm-hmm. Carnes gonna not good. Never mind. He got powder, so he could powder that enemy. I always forgot.
Oh, the one kind of right before the Landmolus fight?
Yeah.
That it's like the bunny beams or whatever. I think they call it bunny beams.
I'm surprised that Carnes not gonna just bumbles the enemies and the gunmen to make it quick work with it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that you don't see too often, but is actually a fairly effective strategy. If you can't hit quite as well with the arrows, or the fire rod is also another option. I've seen a lot of runners go with full clear with Bombos or another medallion. Carnath is going to have to be a little careful here, running low on health and does not have any safeties at this point, any pots, yeah.
I didn't see what the boss in Misery Mire drops other than seeing that penance.
I'm really surprised he didn't decide to powder the bunny beam there. This, I guess what it really shows is that he does kind of think he's behind and he's got to really hurry.
Well, he doesn't have any magic to use the powder.
Oh, that's why. Oh my god. Oh, wow, he gets through the fight there. That's fantastic. Taking a death in Ganon's tower is like one of the worst, most like demoralizing things that can happen. So
especially where Karn's at. So if he dies right here, he gotta start the Ganon's all over again.
And we see Phant picking up the big bomb, taking us on a little journey over to Pyramid Fairy.
I know Vanilla, if I remember, Vanilla Fairy and Pyramid gives the gold butter sword, and I forgot what the other one was.
Is it the gold sword and the silver arrows? Like, is it like that? Is it a sweet deal like that, I think?
I know it was a sword upgrade, but don't remember the other one.
Oh, well, it looks like it was half vanilla there. We had the gold sword and half magic, which you had said might have trolled our runners in this race, and it sure did.
And I'm usually never right about that. Though we know all the swords all swords location. And Connor is hoping to find some magic pottery field to light the torches. But yeah, if he just used the lantern, he'll be able to light up all the torches to, if he doesn't fall, and get to the door in time.
Wow, just makes it through there.
At least in this room, in the next room, he gets a full refill.
And confirmation from our wonderful tracker Nifboy that yes, in the vanilla game, it is the final sword upgrade and silver arrows in the Pyramid Fairy.
Phant's making the pod play. Now,
going to be very upset finding all of the small keys, or all the big keys here.
Probably be bombing everything. Bombing or bombos the hell of it.
Yeah, definitely. A couple of rage slashes, maybe.
Capturing a fairy. Just in case. 20 rubies in the room before the modern fights. And the last chest check.
Oh, just a little trio of bombs there in the final chest.
I wonder if Karn knows that only spin attacks actually work against Ganon with Master Sword.
I certainly hope so. If not, he's probably gonna have to learn pretty quickly what the right thing to do is.
You won't believe the first time I did that fight, I had no idea what the heck I was doing. They said so many magic pots to recover. Almost lost all my rubies for refilling my magic. Since I was actually down to my last pots for that fight.
Oh yeah,
No more
and when you
rubies.
see that nothing is working, you're like, come on, like what do I need to do to take this guy down? But Carnath having no problem taking down Aghanim here, so Ganon's tower is finished. We are off to fight the pig.
Wonder. I hope that Carnes know the torch glitch. If he doesn't, it's gonna be a long waste of pots.
Yeah, I don't think that Carnath has any magic refills, any pots at this point, so
He's
getting the torch glitch is going to be very important, I think, for this fight.
he's basically down to just a fairy left. I actually practiced the silverless fight. That's the precise hits with the right there. He start teleports is almost perfect. But it's a hard fight, though. I actually practiced with the Master Sword and Timber Sword, but never bothered with the Butter Sword strats to see how it actually takes.
Yeah, it's a pretty long fight with the Master Sword. You've got the first two phases where you've got to do 12 spin slashes, and then in the second half, phase 3 and phase 4, it becomes a little easier, especially if you have silver arrows, which Carnath does.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that Carnath it doesn't actually go for this spin attack. I get a double spin attack off when he goes to the back port. I go to the bottom where he's basically one tile up from the
Yeah,
spot.
there are certain spots where you can actually get your double slashes, spin slashes in there. It is a little tricky and a little bit scary to get that close, though.
Mm, no, not actually. I actually done it on the first phase. You could get two doubles. I get a double spin slash, but on this, if he's going to the on the left or right side, I left. Hold on, he's spinning on his right. Yeah, if he goes directly to the right side, he could actually get the. I go to the left side. One tile right, and you could get the spin attack, double spin.
It looks like we are into phase 4 here.
Yep.
And Carnath doesn't get the torch glitch, not the end of the world, but he's got to be careful with magic usage here. Probably not going to use the fire rod too much.
Mm-hmm. Well, on this part, on the first part, so you can actually get the spin attack if you're lucky to turn him to a statue to get one silver off. Then you'll have enough time to do the torch glitch.
But it looks like the strategy that Carnath is using here, it's just going to get you one chance to get Ganon. Well, looks like he might actually do it here. Well, one more to go after this next one. Going with the fire rod to kind of pick things up here. And wow, that's game. GG's to carnathfd, finishing up with an SRL time of 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 1 second. So put your GG's in the chat. And we are now joined by carnathfd. GG's on your run. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. I can't believe I almost pulled off a 2.
Yeah.
Well, you found the second sword upgrade, so but never went check to ledge of graveyard to get the boots.
Oh, the boots were there.
Yes, yeah. So you went through your entire run bootless, and you would have picked up that tempered sword, I guess, up in Desert Palace.
On the torch.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, crap. Oh well.
Well, if you went to pick up the big bomb, you could have got the half magic and the last sword upgrade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. After Turtle Rock, it's obviously straight to tower.
Oh yeah, you weren't going to be going back for anything else, that's for sure. So yeah, give us a couple of thoughts on that seed there. What'd you think?
A tiny bit trolly, but I thought it was pretty linear. I just going into ice so early. Yeah, that was ugly without a sword.
Yeah, definitely tough going for sure.
Both of you were actually close. It's really hard to tell who actually taking the lead at the start, since both of you were going the same way.
Yeah, it did seem a little bit linear at first, you think?
Kind of. Like, I did kind of diverge from my normal route. I mean, getting Dark World access so early is really odd for me. So normally I just do my Hyrule or over to Kakariko and then I sweep the southeast side. But I mean, Dark World access so early, I had to at least dive into the Hype Cave.
Yeah, and what did we find there? Was that the... Ooh, I can't remember now.
Small key, hearts, rubies, I believe.
It was not a Hype Cave, to say the least.
It was, yeah, not so hype. Okay, good.
Nothing handy there.
Right, he's living up to his reputation now.
Yeah.
The cave formerly known as Hype. Yeah, so let's see. What else happened? Okay, one thing that you found a lot earlier than Phant was the Quake Medallion in the Spike Cave.
Yeah, when I went up there, I don't remember why I was in Dark World, but I knew I wanted to go up and loop that in as quick as I could, because I usually get screwed by not checking that until late.
Yeah, well, you waited to go up to Death Mountain all the way until you had Titan's Mitts, right? And then you were able to go up into both at the same time, Light and Dark World, yeah?
Yeah, he went to Death Mountain after he got the... you went to Death Mountain after you picked up the Titan's Mitts, while Phant actually went up there before you did, so he couldn't check the Dark World.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess it made more sense for you when you went up there that you wanted to literally clear everything off the board, so you wouldn't have to go back up there unless absolutely necessary. So you were able to root in the Quake Medallion, and then that got you into Turtle Rock a little sooner. That first dip into Turtle Rock could have cost you because you burned the key for Lava Island. But you also picked up the flute and the bow a lot earlier, so that kind of led you kind of in the right direction, I think, earlier than Phant, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think you picked up that there was a small key to... the last small key to Turtle Rock was in Eastern Palace, so it kind of like worked out for you in the end.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was so praying it was there. I'm like, if this isn't the key, I'm gonna have to start searching all these rooms, and it's gonna end up to be just a crapshoot.
Yeah, totally.
How far behind is Phant?
He
He's
is
about
just
done
coming to
right
the
now.
Aghanim fight.
Oh, okay.
Actually, he's in Aghanim fight, and he got about 3 hits off of him. Right, actually 4 hits now.
So the thing that put him a little further behind was not going back to
Going
Pod
to
to look for
Meyer.
those. He went right into Meyer instead of going into Pod again to look for big keys.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, I was like, do I want to go to Meyer or do I want to go to Pod? There's so many more chests in Pod. It was my better bet.
And it turns out that this was definitely the right bet. All that we found in Misery Mire were a couple more Palace of Darkness keys. So if you made the right call, and then Misery Mire itself was even saying, just go to Pod, and we were all hoping that Phant would do it, but unfortunately just kind of put him a little behind.
Yeah. Well, and I was looking at my key count, and I'm like, God, I don't have a lot of keys for Pod, but I can get most of the chests.
Yeah, I mean, when you went in there for the first time, was it 3 or 4?
I think I only had 3.
And that's like such a bad number to go in there with. You're thinking like, how you can get pretty far back, and as you showed us, you did, but it's always like a little bit of a risky kind of play to make.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the tracker. It says that he collected 3 pod keys.
Yes, 3. That's
Yep.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if I would go in with 3 unless it was kind of like one of my last options. Yeah.
Well, and that's because I mean, I think I left the ledge chest and the hallway, but I was like, that's 2 behind. I can always come back if I have to.
Yeah, and those would be the ones that I would leave as well. So yeah, you made the right call, I think, on that.
With Phant having all those keys, did he happen to go for it?
No, I don't think so. I think he went kind of the same route that you did, found the items that he was looking for, the keys that he was looking for, and then just like pieced out.
Okay.
And Phant is actually just finishing up the Ganon fight now.
Actually, Phant went into the first time Phant went into Pod, he only had 1. So he only could check 3 chests.
So put your GGs in the chat for Phant here. He finishes with an RL time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 44 seconds.
Not a lot of headway.
And we are joined by Phant. GG's, man. Tough race, huh?
Yeah,
GG, Phant.
GG.
I guess just give us a couple of, opening thoughts. What did you think of that?
No swords for quite a while was pretty rough, but I don't think it held me back too much. Just Trinex really ruined my day. I think I spent more time on Trinex than the difference in the times, and that's just really frustrating.
Yeah,
I believe I believe that you went through the fight 3 times since you forgot that you had 2 fairies.
Yeah, I should have just mirrored right there. I forgot I could do that.
And that, or you could release the fairies and.
Yeah. Just wasn't thinking too straight. I was really frustrated on that fight.
Yeah, that was really too bad. But that kind of happens. You kind of get stuck in a tough fight, and then you don't think through things quite as well. It happens, I think, to any runner of the randomizer. So yeah, kind of a bummer there. And then you actually were pretty close to Carnath here, up until you decided to go into Misery Mire.
Yeah, that was actually a coin flip. I have a coin on my desk. It's either going to be Misery Mire or Pod. It turned up Mire, so went into Mire.
Okay, that you actually did a coin toss there is like real boss.
Yeah, and because like I've considered like what was in logic as far as keys go. Like at that time, I had 3 pod keys with 2 more being inside. So with the bow, with the hammer, like all that stuff needed more pod keys than I had. So I figured it was like a 50-50 chance which one is what.
Mm-hmm.
And it just turned out everything was in pod, and GG. That's the nature of rando for you.
That
Yeah.
is, yeah. So yeah, I guess Karnath, you moved to 3-1 here, so you're still fighting for that spot in the ridiculous play-in that we've got for the 4-1s. How you feeling? You think you can get through the 3-1 bracket? It's there's quite a lot of big names in the 3-1.
Yeah, no kidding. I won't lie. This was probably the best race I've ever run. I don't think I've ever had a 202. So I'm going to have to improve on that to have a hope.
Whoa, nice.
Well, you guys did. I got 2-1 right now, but with Carnet, with you and with 3-1 Carn, is that I'm really bad at the Keysanity or regular random since it takes me way too long.
Well, my biggest, like, I think the only reason I did so well, I have to ask Phant, did you find your first sword in Ice Palace too?
Yeah, I think that was the only place you could get the first sword.
Yeah, that is since I forgot where the first sword upgrade was. Since
Yeah, because that led to like you got a sword upgrade in Ice Palace. That led to mirror off of Mothula because you couldn't get into Mothula otherwise. And then Swamp Palace had sword number 2, and then sword
Right.
3 and
That's
4
right.
were way deeper.
Mothra was well, you don't actually need the sword to fight Moth, but
You
it
need
is
the
up.
sword to go through the vines to get to the boss room.
Oh yeah, whoops! I keep on forgetting that detail.
Yeah, I
it's,
had
it's
actually
easy to forget.
started. I started going there, and I was just about to go and flame the snout or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I don't have a sword for the vines. Crap.
Well, you could. Well, the last chest. Actually, you could check to see what's in there, but to mirror out. Actually, leave the dungeon and go check wherever. But so that actually depends.
Right. And so, Phant, unfortunately, you fall to 2-2, but you've got 1 week left in the tournament here. You can still finish with a winning record. How are you feeling about that? Is that kind of the new goal? I guess will be to finish with the winning record.
Yeah, coming into the tournament, my goal was to go 3-2, and almost got there tonight. Unfortunately, just things worked out otherwise. But yeah, I'll be playing in the next week to
That's
try
awesome.
and bring
That's
that up.
awesome.
I'll be legit. When I signed up, I was hoping to get 1 win.
Well, you have far exceeded your expectations, and so good on you, man. Nice work.
Thank you.
GG, you two. Done made it better than I have in this tournament, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, I guess that's gonna probably do it for us. Do you guys have any final
Questions?
thoughts? I guess.
Learn Master Sword, Hammer, no half magic Trinex.
Oh, good. So I wasn't the only one trying to Master Sword Trinex.
I'm the
Yeah,
Master Sword
you had
Trinex.
to, unless you did the Turtle Rock double dip, because everything was pretty linear up to that point. Like the flute and Turtle Rock would lead you to sword number 3 and number 4. So
I actually
Yeah.
did double dip Turtle Rock, and I still only had Master Sword right up to Ganon.
Well, Master Sword, the third and fourth sword upgrade, actually, the the second sword upgrade for the temper, you need the boots, or you could just go for to get the big bomb.
Yeah, so with those being your only two other options, it was entirely possible that you might have gone into Turtle Rock and fought Trinex with just the Master Sword, because those are kind of a bit out of the way, especially for Carnath, who didn't have the boots at all.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Carnath. You're not the only one that actually done bootless seeds before. I done them 4 or 5 times and quite annoying. And Master Sword strats that for a lot of bosses. I done that and Fighter Sword. So I know how to do them.
Okay, so with that, thank you both for running a great race for us, carnathfd and Phant. Chat, if you haven't already, follow these guys. They put on a great show for you today. Shout out to our tracker, Nifboy. Excellent work today on the tracker. And first-time restreamer, Maximum Barnage, just killed it. So, yeah, I guess that's all for me. I'm Savo Tender, and I was co-commentating with Kirito tonight. Thank you, Kirito, and I'll give you the final word to say goodbye to everybody.
Thank you for commentating. I thank you for letting me commentary with you, Savo. Thank you, our tracker Nifboy and Maximum Varnish for his first time restream. Follow these guys and hope to see you on the next commentary or chats. Hope you have a nice night and evening and have a sorry.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Thanks, guys.
everybody, and thanks for the race, Carneth and Phant.